pleasure to have our first interview today with the one and only Michael Makin. I named this panel Makin Waves. I thought that was funny. Did anyone ever use that before?
It's never been used before.
Are you
They've
serious?
never had played on my name before, never.
All right, sarcastic. That's why I love you. The org, the industry, and the future of print. Michael, why don't you, excuse me, sorry, frog in my throat. Why don't you tell people what it is that you do at Printing Industries of America, and then tell them what Printing Industries of America does for the printing community?
Well, that's a great question. Well, first of all, a big shout out to all of you celebrating Girls Who Print today. That's wonderful. I think it's really cool. I have a 20-year-old daughter, and she loves print, so rock on. I'm thrilled to be in the coolest place on the show floor today, which of course is the Printerverse, and so it's always great to be a guest. Printing Industries of America is a national trade association that is really in business to help printers be profitable and succeed in the industry. And this is through advocacy, education, as well as technology. And I have the privilege of being the president and CEO of this organization, and it's been a great run.
Just because it's very topical, I received I'm on your email list, and I think it's important, you know, because I like to support the stuff that you're doing for everybody. And I saw an email, I guess it was last week, early this week. No, it was last week.
Friday, yeah.
And it was it was really hard. Actually, why don't you describe it? Because it was really heartfelt, and it was something I believed in.
Well, it was very heartfelt. Of course, our country has experienced two major hurricanes, Harvey and Irma, and the most recent was an appeal to printers out there in the United States of America who are blessed to have not been impacted by Irma or Harvey, and to ask to build a database, if you will, of companies that would be willing to assist printers who are impacted and with business disruption or working with their clients or the like. We have a lot of very sad stories of printers that have had their employees that have lost 40 of their employees have lost their homes, 50 of their employees have lost their homes. So it's a very sad situation. And we're a great industry. And we come together when times are tough. And PIA should be that galvanizing force to get people to contribute to each other.
Well, I was telling you before that I host this print chat every Wednesday, 4 o'clock, and a couple of years back, there was a big storm in Texas, and you know, I had put out, you know, if your shop is down, if you have no power, you know, do you have a network of printers that you can send your work to? And you know, they didn't really have a resource. Skål! I'm sorry, my friends from Sweden are back there. Hello. You know, it's when I actually saw it come to life through the PIA, you know, there's benefits to organizations. The printers, you know, the ones that I talk to, they've kind of drifted from the benefits, and they started to look at it as just an expense. And how does PIA work to try to change their minds, and how can they get involved in the regional, in your regions? Because I really feel that like that's where the meat of your help actually comes from.
Well, it's a great question. It's always a challenge to come up with that value proposition that makes a big difference in people's lives to continue to make that contribution for dues. But let's face it, folks, our industry is in a very challenging time. Now more than ever, you need a trade association to help you with understanding the trends, understanding the technology, bringing it all together, providing you with the benchmarking tools to succeed. We provide those things, compensation and benefits surveys, ratio reports, financial analysis, technology reports. It's very difficult to be competitive in this marketplace, and we provide those tools. What differentiates PIA from some of the other organizations in our space is that we have a fantastic federation of regional affiliate all across the United States of America and Canada, for that matter. And at these local, where the rubber meets the road entities, you have the opportunity to have all kinds of support and attend functions and network with your peers in a way that will make a significant contribution for your business. And that's, again, what we're in business for. We're solely in business to make sure that our members operate profitable enterprises and continue to exist. And we were able to demonstrate, incidentally, parenthetically, that members of PIA are much more profitable than non-members. So it actually pays to belong. And I would encourage all of you that are not already a member of your local affiliate to join them.
So before we get into some of the conferences and educational opportunities you have coming up, Jamie, do you have a question for Michael? I'm sorry, I don't have the microphone. I'll just hand this to you. Oh, Jamie is from Allegra Princeton. He's a print chatter, and we brought him to the show to watch panels and ask the panelists questions, real questions from the audience.
Morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Joining PIA, what benefits can we see as small and mid-sized printers to pass on to our customers? What are some of the benefits?
Well, passing on to the customers, there's a number of programs we have. For example, we have the Premier Print Awards competition, which is an amazing competition. Just gave out the Bennies last night. If you saw the show daily, you would have seen a picture. 2,200 entries from all over the world, not just the United States. And so when you're able to demonstrate that you're a winning printer, this is an amazing thing to tell your customer. We also have a number of things that you can utilize on your websites with case studies, white papers, and the like, that you can populate on your website so that your customers have information. So if you're doing a blog or you want to have something that you're sharing with your customers on a regular basis, this is something that we provide. It's an education, if you will.
Great. Thank you, Michael.
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about some of your conferences and what's coming up, and what are the thought leadership the PIA is taking as far as the topics that should be important to the printers out there.
Sure. Well, we got a lot of exciting stuff going on at Printing Industries of America. We're developing a CSR certification program, which is desperately needed in our industry. And there's another example of small and medium-sized printers that that struggle with that sales process and having effective CSRs to get things through the production workflow. So that's a very exciting thing that we're going to be launching with our iLearning Center. We are obviously very busy on Capitol Hill trying to push for postal reform. 50% of everything that we produce goes through the postal stream, and it's really critical that we have an efficient and surviving United States Postal Service. So we're working very hard on that. We're fighting to make sure that we can preserve the deductibility of advertising and marketing, which is really critical because, let's face it, everything that we produce is primarily direct mail. And if companies can't write off that expense, that's a huge issue. So Printing Industries of America is fighting very hard for that. On your specific question of conferences, we've got a number of conferences. The next one coming up will be the Color Conference, which will be going to San Diego for the first time after many, many, many years in Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be January 13th to the 16th. Some amazing speakers, folks. We're going to be having David Hogue from Google. We're going to be having Lisa Price from 3M, big brands talking about how important color is, color registration, color management, and I really encourage you. And let's face it, who doesn't want to go to San Diego in January, right? I mean, come on. Particularly my friends from New Jersey. I mean, come on. You got to get out of New Jersey. The Jersey Shore is not nice in January. I've been there, and you do not want to be there. So I really strongly encourage you to do that.
What exit in Jersey?
I don't know. I'm afraid. All I know is that I'm afraid when I'm there. Then we have our next big event, and actually Adrian Harrison is in the audience right now. A big shout out to Adrian, who's our director of HR, doing a fantastic job for us. Another woman in print. Let's give it up for women in print again. Yes. Well, she is putting together our next big exciting program, which is the President's Conference, which is March 4th to 6th in San Antonio, Texas, and we're going to be having some spectacular speakers on that as well. Another program, great for CEOs, great for CFOs, great for HR specialists as well. Then continuing on, we have, of course, the Continuous Improvement Conference, which will be in April, right here in the fantastic city of Chicago. And for those of you that are, who are the printers in the audience? Raise your hand. Okay, so we have, so my printer friends, very critical that you attend this conference, because one of the things that you can really do, there's few things you can do now in the competitive marketplace to really look at your costs. This CI conference is guaranteed to help you make a critical look at your operations so that you can wring out some of those costs and bring it right down to the bottom line. We've never been in an environment in the United States where it's been so competitive, so dog-eat-dog. It's a really critical time. And if you can't differentiate yourself on anything else, you might as well differentiate yourself on how you can run your production facility as efficiently as possible. And the gentleman to your right is Jim Workman, who's leading up that effort and has for the last 20 years. This conference is 20 years old. It's our most popular conference with 300 individuals, and it's going to be right here in the fantastic city of Chicago.
So you just have a few things going on.
Just a few things going on, but we're really excited. We're really, really excited. And again, to our printers in the audience, when you talk about the benefits, we have countless benefits at the local and national level on discount programs that help you run your business more efficiently. So we have Apple, and we've got Xerox, we've got UPS, we've got discount programs with ASI. So if you're in the promotional product space, as many printers are, you're spending $175, $199. You can save $100 a month just through PIA. And if you go to the PIA booth, 3802, that's 3802.
And it's got really nice carpeting.
It's a really cool booth. We've got extra thick carpeting.
It's so nice.
3802.
I was just like jumping around on it yesterday. I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Upgrade my carpet.
Yes. We found her actually sleeping there at 4 o'clock. Underneath.
It's true.
It's true.
5 o'clock.
It's very sad.
Actually, I woke up here.
Right? But anyway, 3802, and there are actually representatives in our booth from ASI, so you can sign up right there. There's $1,200 in savings right there. So if you're a small printer, your membership is paid for right there. Apple discount. You know, everything you have, even on these little smartphones, it's not a big discount, but every little bit counts. I have a 20-year-old daughter who's in university. She is going into her last year. She's hopefully going to be writing the LSATs to get into law school. Yes, we're very proud of her. And she got a souped-up MacBook Pro, which was $3,500 or whatever it was on the Apple Store, but through the PIA discount, she saved $500. So what do we operate in print? We're in an Apple environment, right? So your monitors, your desktops, all that kind of stuff, all that peripheral material are discounts from the PIA program. So again, I encourage you, it's a no-brainer. Come to our booth, look at all the various affiliates that we have, and see how that business proposition, that value proposition really is a no-brainer. We are passionate about print. We're fighting for print all the time, and it's a great industry. And just on point, our industry is growing, folks. For people that say that print is dead, I have one word. Not. Okay? We are very much, and what's happening is that Madison Avenue and others are actually re-exploring print because it's tangible, and we're seeing that in this environment of do not call and all these and spam filters and commercials and all that kind of stuff. People are not getting those advertising messages. This works, folks. So print is very much alive, and so is PIA.
Thank you so much. As always, it is a pleasure spending any time with you. You're one of my favorite people. And everybody, your website is printing.org?
Printing.org.
And your Twitter is @printingind, I'm pretty sure.
Right, and I have a personal Twitter handle, which is @mmakinprint. That's @mmakinprint. Follow me.
And who helped you get your, what was it, your 1,000th
Yes.
follower? I went on a campaign for him.
She pimped for me. She
I
pimped
did.
for Twitter followers to get me over the 1,000 mark a couple of years ago.
Yes.
She is a Twitter pimp. Okay?
No, I'm a Twitter hoe.
Ho, pimp.
Wait,
no, it's
then
all
you're-
semantics.
Okay, this is true. Either way, it's happening. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We're going to come back with movers and shakers. I think we're going to start in 5 minutes or so. Oh no, we're going to turn the camera off and then we're going to start right now.